I'm sure you have heard of the 10 steps to the sale. Well, in this lesson, we will be highlighting the 3 steps to a purchase. We want to show you how easy the purchase process really is. We boiled it down to 3 simple steps to show you it's not as complicated as you might think. While on the phone with the seller, you must establish transparency, vet the vehicle, and get a buy it now price. That's it. The key to any kind of sales is establishing trust. No one is going to give you the time of day if they don't trust you. Especially when trying to buy someone's car, this can be a sensitive process. A lot of the time, you have to ask sellers for their license plate or VIN number, which can sound personal to them and make them standoffish. The key to success here is to establish transparency. One thing we recommend is to address the elephant in the room, which is that you are a dealer. The faster you establish transparency, the less likely an issue will arise. One of the first lines you should say is, if we can cut you a check today that's close to your asking price, do you mind selling to a dealer? This does a few things. It tells the seller who you are and that you are willing to work out a deal and be flexible on price. If you don't do this, it will make the seller feel as though you are going to take advantage of them. Also mention that you would not be calling if you weren't prepared to buy their car today. You want to create a sense of urgency since these vehicles sell fast. You have to realize that the vetting process is more than just asking questions about the condition. It's more than running through the vet sheet. It's an opportunity to build rapport and get the entire story of the vehicle. You also have to keep in mind that you are trying to get the entire story on the car. This is crucial because stories sell. You want to know every detail that can affect the purchase decision of that vehicle. Let's just say it was grandma's car and it was sitting in the garage for the past 5 years and only got oil changes. If that's the case, it's easier for a salesperson to sell that car and get more money for it. Don't get hung up on the VIN number. You'll get it eventually. People don't post their VINs like they used to, so when in doubt, underbook the car to be safe. Book what you see. If you do this, it will prevent overpaying for cars when the VIN isn't available. When I was buying cars, I'd set appointments and then fact check everything once they were at the dealership. If you do this, you will have a higher purchase count. After the vehicle has been vetted, the next question is how much they are willing to sell it for. This is what we call the buy it now price. I wish I could tell you there was a secret for getting sellers to drop their asking price a few thousand every time, but that's just not the case. Sellers are usually pretty honest when it comes to what they want. This is not an overly complicated step. These sellers are much more informed than they were years ago. There's a lot of information out there for them to book their own vehicle and know what it's worth. The reason you always want to ask them the buy it now price is because we have found that it can be on average $1,800 below their asking price. Let them tell you what they will sell versus you telling them what it's worth. If that number is close or on point, just set the appointment and buy it. If it's too far away from where you need to be, then just leave a note and follow up later. Save your time and cut to the chase. If it's way off what you are willing to pay and they won't budge, then pass on it. Move on to the next car. One practice we recommend doing is focus on the cars you know you can purchase rather than trying to touch every car on your status board. If you like a specific car and the money is close, attack it. Always attack the low-hanging fruit and focus on setting at least one appointment per day. If you implement this strategy by the end of the month, you will be blown away on how many purchases you have made. Attached to this lesson will be our vet sheet that we use in-house. These questions are essential in the vetting process, but remember, to be a good buyer, you must be more than just an interviewer. So don't think of our vet sheet as an end-all be-all. If you can establish transparency up front, vet the vehicle while remaining personable, and get a buy it now price, you will have great success.